Assalamu alaikum dear students. Hope you are fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. Welcome to ANIVS Home School. I am Mizanur Rahman, Assistant Teacher of Islamic Studies of National English Version School, Morning Shift, Bonasti, Dhaka. Today I would like to take an Islamic Studies class for the students of class 7. Our today's topic is Chapter 5, Lesson 3, page number 110 to 112, discussion. Today's topic is Chapter 5, Lesson number 3, page number 110 to 112, discussion. Term manual, today's lecture number 19 and HW number 18. Okay, dear students, firstly I mentioned you this book. This is your textbook and this is your textbook, and we start from importance of Covenant of Medina. Importance of Covenant of Medina from 110 to 112 page. Okay, we will discuss from 110 to 112 page, inshallah. Okay, come to the board. Importance of Covenant of Medina. The Covenant of Medina is very important in the history of Islam. The covenant ended all jealousy, clashes and quarrels of the people of Medina. It united them. The rights irrespective of religion, race and tribes were established. A keen bond was created between the Muslims and the non-Muslims. With this covenant, Muhammad's sallallahu alaihi wasallam power increased. The campaign for Islam got stronger and faster. Besides rights, political unity of the citizens was established. A peaceful Islamic state was founded. Okay, this is the very important importance of Covenant of Medina. There are a lot of Covenant of Medina. The main importance is a peaceful Islamic state was found by the Covenant of Medina, and the covenant ended all kinds of jealousy, clashes and quarrels of the people of Medina. It is also importance point. And the rights of irrespective for religion, race and tribes were established by the Covenant of Medina. Okay, dear students, now we will discuss about the establishing a state and good governance. Muslims were more benefited from the Covenant of Medina. An independent as sovereign Islamic state was established. Muslims got the environment favorable to carry out Islamic rules. Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam ensured good governance in Medina. His steps for good governance were, there are some steps for good governance are included here. Number 1, to uphold Allah's authority on law and sovereignty. Number 2, to ensure justice to all people irrespective for religion, race and tribes. Number 3, to establish equality and fraternity in the Muslims. Number 4, to put responsibility and accountability into practice. Number 5, to form a advisory board. Number 6, to assist each other is good deeds and hold back from the bad deeds. With the steps above, all Islamic state and good governance are established. This is the some steps are of getting good governance in Medina by the Covenant of Medina. Okay, dear students, now we will start Treaty of Hudaybiyah and the forsightness of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. A strong eagerness grew in Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to visit the house of Allah as well as his motherland. Accordingly, he, along with his 1400 unarmed companions set out to Mecca for pilgrimage in 606 AEs or after Hijrat. Okay, dear students, this is the very important 400 unarmed companions. If come in the examination as a MCQ question, how many companions of with Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the Treaty of Hudaybiyah? Then answer will be 1400 companions with Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam at the time of Treaty of Hudaybiyah. Set out of Makkah for pilgrim in 6th AEs. Okay, dear students, 6th AEs means after Hijrat. After Hijrat means Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam when migrated to Medina. By these years, Hazrat Umar radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu counted the year whose name is Hijri year. And after Hijrah, AEs means after Hijrah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam Makkah to Medina. Okay, dear students, so 6th Hijri, in the 6th Hijri, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam come out to Makkah for pilgrim. They had no military plan. Each of them only had a stemmed sword. That time, everybody used to carry a sword with them. Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam along with his companions arrived at Hudaybiyah. All of the companions of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam with companions arrived at Hudaybiyah, a place about 9 miles away from Makkah. This is the very important information. How much far the Hudaybiyah from Makkah? Then answer will be Hudaybiyah, a place about 9 miles away from Makkah. When the disbelievers came to know of it, they become frightened. They took an offensive and advance to face to believers. Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam sent Hazrat Usman radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu as a messenger to inform the Quraysh that they had not come to wage war, but had come unarmed and wished to enter Makkah only for the purpose of performing the Hajj or Umrah. Okay, dear students, when Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam reached the Hudaybiyah, then he sent Hazrat Usman radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu as a messenger to inform to the Quraysh of Makkah about that they come to the Makkah only for pilgrim or only for the Umrah. There is no other way, there is no other decision for where of them. It is the order of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam about order of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to Hazrat Usman radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Okay, Usman radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu was detained by the Quraysh. As he was late to come back, a rumor was spread that he was killed. Okay, this is the main reason of Treaty of Hudaybiyah. Usman radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu, when go to the Quraysh of Makkah, then ceased with them, Hazrat Usman radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam gathered all his followers near the oasis of Rizwan. He took from them the oath that they would lay down their lives in the name of Allah, and they would take revenge of Hazrat Usman radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu. This oath is known as Bayat Ridwan. Hearing the strong decision of the believers in Islam, enemies freed Hazrat Usman radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu. After long discussion, they decided to negotiate a treaty of peace with the Muslims. It was called the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. Okay, dear students, Treaty of Hudaybiyah, story of Treaty of Hudaybiyah is the very important story in the history of Islam. When Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam went to Makkah for pilgrim, then Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam sent Usman radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu to Quraysh of Makkah to inform about that they come only for the Hajj or only for Umrah. But the Quraysh of Makkah seized Hazrat Usman radiallahu ta'ala anhu, and a rumor was filed on the whole Muslims that Usman radiallahu ta'ala anhu is killed by Quraysh. Then they take oath by the hands of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They will must take the revenge of the murder of Usman radiallahu ta'ala anhu. By this way, they become the Quraysh of Makkah afraid, and they made a treaty with Muslims. This treaty known as Treaty of Hudaybiyah. Okay, dear students, it had the following terms. There are a lot of terms of Treaty of Hudaybiyah, and only 7 are included here. Number 1, in 628 AD, the Muslims would return to Medina without performing Hajj. It is the very important point. This year, 628 AD or 6th Hijri, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam went to Makkah for pilgrim, but by the treaty they will come back without performing Hajj in this year. Number 2, there would be no fighting for 10 years between the Muslims and the Quraysh. It will be questioned that for how many years Treaty of Hudaybiyah made? The answer will be for 10 years Treaty of Hudaybiyah made of. Number 3, Muslims would be permitted to come for pilgrimage next year, but would be allowed for stay only for 3 days in Makkah. It will be questioned that as a MCQ that how many days are permitted to stay the Makkah of the Muslims in the time of second year pilgrimage. Then answer will be stay only 3 days as a pilgrimage of Makkah. Number 4, during Hajj, Muslims are not allowed to bring arms except seized sword. Number 5, during Hajj, the wealth and life of Muslims will remain safe. Number 6, the businessmen of Makkah will be allowed to move freely through Medina towards Syria, Egypt, Iraq, etc. for business purposes. Number 7, both the parties will follow the terms and conditions of the treaty strictly. Apparently, the terms of the treaty seemed against the Muslims, but actually they were all in favor of Muslims. Later on, the Muslims achieved victory of Makkah without any obstacle because of the treaty. As a result, the farsightedness and intellectuality and wisdom of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam were proved. As a result, the farsightedness, intellectuality and wisdom of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam were proved by the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. Muslim Ummah should at present learn from the Covenant of Medina and the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. If the principles of these treaties are put into practice, there will be peace and harmony in the Muslim world. Okay, dear students, this is the today's lectures enough. Now, I would like to give an HW on the basis of today's lecture. Today's HW number 18, and headline of HW, write 7 terms of Treaty of Hudaybiyah. This is the terms of Hudaybiyah. Dear students, firstly you have to write down short what do you mean by Treaty of Hudaybiyah. Then write down the 7 terms of Hudaybiyah. Okay, dear students, you have to firstly read this lesson 3 times. Then you have to do your HW completely and properly. Your HW is the very important for you. We have taken decision that the city marks, diary marks and SB marks, total 25 marks will give the according to a performance of HW. So you have to do your HW completely and regularly, and submit your HW on every Sunday from 8 am to 4 pm by your guardians on every Sunday. Okay, dear students, I hope that you have understood this topic clearly. Keep practicing at home, avoid your parents, stay well. See you again very soon, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.